So you got a lot of potatoes and you're not sure what to do with them? How about making some tasty potato chips? But is the potato processing plant a worthwhile investment? If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to be taking a look and seeing if the potato processing plant is a worthwhile investment for you to have on your farm. And I'm pretty sure that this is the largest production that you can put anywhere on the map, so I think it's worthwhile to check out and see if this thing is actually going to make you any money or if it's just going to take up a lot of space on your farm. So the first two columns you can see here, this is the input and the peak easy input sell price. You've got all of the ingredients there on the left-hand side, and you can see that potatoes shows up multiple times because you are going to be able to run multiple recipes. And for the sell prices, this is all on easy economy at the estimated peak price. So what that means is that you're not going to be selling all your goods whenever it's rock bottom dollar. You're going to sell it when it's worth the most. So that is these prices right here based on the XMLs. There's an economy factor also that goes into this. And based on the XMLs, this is the peak price that you can expect to see. If you're playing on normal economy, you're going to see 60% of these prices here on this sheet is the max that you're going to be able to get. And if you're playing on hard, it's only going to be 33%. The next two columns here are your input quantity per cycle and the input value per cycle. So let's say potatoes, you got 100 liters that you're going to be able to put into each one of these recipes. Well, that's going to be valued at $76.60. 5 liters of sunflower oil is only $32.04. The next two columns here are your output and the peak easy output sell price. So potato chips is what you're going to make on each one of these 3 recipes, and the value of potato chips per 1,000 liters is $4,500. The next two columns are your output quantity per cycle and the output value per cycle. So it's going to be 30 liters of potato chips that you're going to get on each cycle, and the value of that cycle is $135. The next column here is your cycles per month, and every one of these is going to be 240 cycles. Your production cost is going to vary a little bit between the 3 different recipes. If you're using sunflower oil, it's going to be $120. If you're using canola oil, it's $192. And if you're using olive oil, it's going to be $48. And how much can you expect to make every single month? Well, that's this column right here, output value per month. And you can see it's all roughly right around $32,000. And that seems like quite a bit of money, but how much is all of the inputs worth if you didn't sell it in a production? Well, that's going to be this column right here. And you can see it's roughly between $25,500 all the way up to almost $27,000. So how much are you truly getting in additional revenue every single month? Well, that's this column right here, and it's $6,200 for sunflower oil recipe, about $6,700 if you're going to use canola oil, and only about $5,500 if you're going to use olive oil. So if you want to make potato chips and you're not sure which oil to use, maybe canola oil is the way to go. Now, considering this is the largest production that you're going to be able to put down on your farm, it's got a hefty price tag, but it's not the most expensive. It's coming in at $360,000. And unfortunately, you don't have a smaller version of this to be able to put down on your farm. So how long is it going to take to pay off? Well, that's going to be about 11.2 months or 11.1. So roughly all of the same, doesn't matter on which recipe you use. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to double up or triple up on the production here because this is a divided production. And what that means is if you run one recipe, you're going to be able to get full maximum production out of that recipe every single month. And if you turn on 2, then each of the recipes you have turned on are actually going to be cut in half on the amount that they are going to produce for you. And if you run all 3, well, then they're down to a third. So you're never going to get full production if you run more than one recipe. And if you want to pay off this facility in 11 months, well, how much product are you going to need? Here you can see that you're going to need 24,000 liters of potatoes. It doesn't matter which recipe you run. And if you're going to use the sunflower oil or the canola oil, you're going to need 1,200 liters of that. Olive oil, it's only 960 though. And how many liters in potato chips can you expect to get every single month if you keep this thing running? Well, it's 7,200 liters. And like I said, it doesn't matter how many recipes you have running. It's going to be 7,200. So your return on investment for this very big facility right here isn't horrible. I mean, you're going to make anywhere from $5,500 all the way up to about $6,700 a month. So if you like running root crops and you got an oil factory also, it might be worth it, but you definitely have to have the space for it. Well, that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like if you would. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on your notifications to keep up to date on my future videos. While you're waiting on those future videos, go and check out one of these 2 right here. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver53 signing off.